Good morning, Craps fans. This is Tuesday, 26th of December, so we are slowly getting to the end of 2023. We'll soon be in our rear view mirror. All right, I got the week off. We're going to Disney tomorrow. Check out their displays at the different hotels. So today will be my Craps day. All right, I'm getting rid of this last one because again, we got to 8 and I blew it up, so that one's off my radar. So I was watching Professor Profit, Small Time Gambler, on Craps University, and he had one called Play All Day. What the hell is that? Freaking bug in there? Play All Day, which looked like it was partially his step-down strategy, which I've used in the past in the casinos, and then he added a DC. I don't remember if the step-down was a DP or a D or a come. Sorry, pass line or don't pass. But anyway, he's using a DP, and then he's adding a DC, and he's stepping it down. So it was similar. I played it this morning. It's got a lot of moving parts, keeping track of the level for the DP and the DC was a little challenging for me because I was doing it on win craps and I wasn't tracking them. Doing it on the table might be a little bit easier. And then the place bets were all fixed at table minimum. He was using a $15 table, so it was pretty good. But I'm like, I don't know. So I'm going to roll out a 6 and 8. Embrace the 6 and 8 on the light side. Hedge it on the come out with a 4 and a 10 and look for one hit. I mean, I was doing it with $1,000, and that's not really enough money for this because I'm out for so much to start with, but whatever. All right, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1,000, and we need some dollars, and we need some nickels. So let's do $50. We'll do 20 in dollars. There's 25, and here's another 25. All right. Let's see what kind of damage we can do with this one. It's kind of fun on win craps. Definitely high risk, high reward. This is, to me, this is the hit and run. And that's the way I prefer to play because I don't want to spend it. I don't get that much enjoyment from standing at the table. I would rather just hit and run, honestly. That's more my speed. So, all right, let's check it out. So basically what I'm doing is I'm doing $102 each, 6 and 8 plays, working. Both of those are working. And then I'm going to do a $200 lay 4 and a $200 lay 10. So 600 bucks in action, and that's going to be a $5 vig on each one of those. So that's going to hedge my come out 7s. Hey Ken, good morning. Now there's a crowd watching. Oh yeah, what happened? Boy, it was 1 or 2, now it's 4. I guess nobody's got anything better to do today. Well, welcome everybody, whoever that is. Oops, what happened? I closed my chat. There we go. All right. Hey, BAM, good morning. All right, so here we go. So we got $102 each on the 6 and 8. That pays $119. And then we got $200 hedge on the 4 and 10 lays. And we got a boxcar. So that's a big fat nothing burger. And we got a 7. All right, so 7's going to cost me $14. That's the net, right? Because I got 10 plus the 2 on the 102s, and that's going to cost me 14 bucks. All right, so I'm going to put 14 bucks back in the bank. That's my hedge price. Here we go. And we got a 9, neater. All right, so we're on the 9. So that's roll number 1. Those were working. All right, so now I'm going to take down my lays. And I'm going for 3 rolls. That's it. Not 3 hits, 3 rolls. So that was roll number 1. And there's roll number 2. And there's roll number 3. So we got an 8 right there. So that 102 is going to pay 119. 115. 119. All right, so how much did we net, right? We lost 14. So we netted 105. Not bad. And then we got our Bandito badge and we're done. We can leave the casino. And then I would just roll it out for that shooter. We got a 9, so we're off the 9. And that's basically it. Yep, 6 and 8. That's it. Well, I mean, why not, right? You got 10 ways to win, only 6 ways to lose combined, right? So, going to hit one or the other, hopefully, before the 7. And again, I'm only doing 3 rolls. So, I'm hedging to come out. 3 rolls and done. And look, I already got my Bandito badge for today. So that's a good day, right? Good day in the office. And we got 2 craps. So session 1 would be done. I'd be already heading out the door, or at least to the cashier's cage. 3. And there's a yo. Man, oh man. But with my PSOs, I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure whether this is no dark side. Well, except for the hedge, yeah. 10 down on the end. But with all the PSOs that I get, right? Somebody called me the PSO king. You know, that is the big hole on this strategy, is those PSOs. And there's a 10, so we're on and off the 10. So I'm waiting for the next shooter here. And we got a yo. So I'm looking for the cocktail waitress. All right, where is she? I need a bottle of water over here. There's an 11. And there's an 8. On the 8, same shooter. And we got a 2. And we got a 7 out. All right. All right, so we're on to our next shooter. Next shooter is going to be the same thing. $200 on the 4 and 10. $5 VIG. These are both working. $102 each on the 6 and 8. Coming out. And we got a 3, so we're not going anywhere, but that is roll number 1. And we got an 8 on roll number 2. So we're on the 8, and that's going to pay us $119. Yeah, just make it $120 for 1, right? $120 for 1. Make sure I got that right. And that's what it was on win crap, so I'll make sure here. All right, 6 and 8, $102 pays $119. Yep. All right, and so now we would just be off. These are off. And the lay bets are down. So that's shooter number 2. You know, and they're still out there, so we'd have to run it out. But it's my initials. My first name is Brad. Oh, BAM. Okay. BAM says, oh yeah. But this is the first time I've seen you place a naked light side bet. Yeah. No, I'm just, you know, I'm thinking, I was explaining it to Dan, I think, or somebody the other day, because he was, you know, saying the 6, that he hates the 6 and 8 as much as I hate the 6 and 8. And I'm like, I don't really hate the 6 and 8. It just, you know, it's a probability thing. It's more of a coin flip. But again, combined, you got 10 ways to win and only 6 ways to lose. And if I keep it limited to 3 rolls, right, I'm reducing my risk exposure. Here's a 9. All right, so this is still that same second shooter. And there's an 8. And again, I just want to see how many PSOs I get. All right, and there's our 7 out for this shooter. All right, so shooter number 2 is in the books. So we're going to go back out for $200 each. Lay 4 and lay 10. Our $102 bets are now working on the come out, and shooter number 3 is coming out, and they get a 3, so that's roll number 1. And that's a 9 on roll number 2. All right, so they're on the 9. We're going to go ahead and take our lays back. Ask the dealer to take our lays down. And we got one more roll here. And we got an 8, 6, 2, 8. All right, so that's another $119. Call it 120 for 1. And these go off. And shooter number 3 can do whatever they need to do. Got a boxcars. Got a 5 fever. Got a 9 neener. Same shooter coming out. 8, 6, 2, 8. Point is 8. 2 craps. 6. Could have been making some money on this shooter. 4. And we got an 8, so we're back off the 8. Man, that would have been some sweet hits on that one. And we got a 5 fever, back on out on the 5. Point is 5. Same shooter, this is shooter number 3. And there's our 7 out. So shooter number 3 is done. But we could have made some money on that one. Is it? Is this the way Charlie plays? Oh, yeah. It's lagging. Yeah, I'm using T-Mobile internet. Let's see. It says what the bit rate is. 30 frames per second. Pretty good bit rate. Maybe it's just varying. Maybe because it's a work day, and so it's actually really cloudy too towards the tower. So that could be affecting the signal rate as well. All right, so that was shooter 3. And again, we're up over $300, right? So, you know, for my $1,000 bankroll, I would have been gone at that first hit, that first $100. I mean, that's all I'm really looking for. So, on the 4 and 10 with the $200 lay, if the point is a 4 or 10 and knocks me off, then I'm just taking the other lay and I'm putting it back on top of my 6 and 8 and making it 204 instead of 102. And for the same 3 rolls though. And if I don't get it on the 3 rolls, then I'll take it down. I'll start out the next shooter the same way, you know, $100 each, $200 on the 4 and 10. But then I'll go up, if I don't hit the 4 or 10, I'll still go up to the $200 level to try to recoup my loss from the previous shooter. What do you think about that? Okay, so we're on shooter number 4 now. So again, $200 lay 4, $200 lay 10, $5 vig on each one of those. Our 6 and 8 of 102 are now working, and we are coming out. And we got a 9, 6, 3, 9. All right, so that's roll number 1. Our lay bets come down. Okay, here we go. Roll number 2 is a 3. And roll number 3 is a boxcars. All right, so we got nothing on that shooter. Shooter number 4. So I'm going to ask the dealer to turn my place bets off. And we got a 7 right there. That was good timing, lucky timing. All right, so we're on to the next shooter. Again, $400, 200 each on the 4 and 10. $5 vig on each of those coming out. Oh shit, these were on. Working. All right, and it was an 8, 628. All right, so again, that's going to pay us 119 or 120 for one. And we're going to turn those off. And we're going to take our lay bets down or turn them off. Usually they just prefer to take them down. All right, here we go. Running out. This is what, shooter 4? We got a 4. Now let's see what Ken says. Christmas Eve dinner for the two cost me $100 plus tip, and my casino is 3-hour drive. So I'd not be satisfied with less than a $500 day. Yeah, it's all about. Yeah, all right. Well, I'll keep going until we see the recovery. Because it'll happen if I sit here and play long enough. Or, you know, just the luck of the draw. So there's an 8. So this shooter's off the 8. Coming out. And they got a 7. Come out 7. They're still shooting. And another come out 7. And a 5. All right, so they're finally out on a new point of 5. And there's a 4. And there's a 7 out. All right, so we're on to the next shooter. Shooter number 5, I believe. Okay, so again, $200, lay 4, lay 10, $5 vig. Coming out. And we got a 3, that's roll number 1. These are working. And we got a 4. All right, so there we go. 4 on roll number 2. All right, so we're going to get knocked off of that. So now I'm going to take my 205 and turn that into 102 each on the 6 and 8. All right, and I can take those down because I'm going to have to change that anyway. All right, so that's back to the dealer. And what did I do? Should have had an extra buck. Didn't I have an extra buck? Oh, well, whatever. Okay, so that was roll number 1. No, that was roll number 2. So that's technically roll number 3 right there, and it's a 9. So do I push my luck on this one for one more? And another 9. So, all right, so I'm going to say those are off. That was roll number 4. I took one extra pot shot on that one. And we got a 4, so we're off the point. Same shooter. And we got a 7. Come out 7. And we got another come out 7. And we got a boxcars. And we got an 8, 628. And we got a 7 out. All right. PSO on that 8. All right, so we're going to go back out now to the next shooter. So $400, 4 and 10. I'm going to take these back down to 102 working. 102 working. And we'll put these back over here. All right, so here we go, coming out. And we got an 8, so we hit that one. All right, so we're on to 8. Again, we're going to get 120 for that. 115, sorry, 119. So it's going to be 120 for 1. All right, and we'll take the lays down. That was roll number 1. See if we can get 3 rolls in here. Roll number 2. No, we did not. There's a 7. Crap. Should have taken my $100 and run on that one. All right, so we're going to lose these. Okie doke. And we got another shooter coming out. So we got a 102, 102, and then we got 200, 200, and we got working on both of those. All right, here we go, coming out. And we got a 6. All right, so we're on the 6. Again, we're going to get paid $119 for that, $120 for 1. All right, we're going to take the lays down. And I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it out there, see if I can get, so that was roll number 1. Roll number 2 is an 8. All right, I don't think I'm going to push my luck beyond that one. So that's going to be another 120 for 1. And we're going to turn these off. All right. And let's see where this one goes. And we got a yo. And we got an 8. And we got a 2. And we got an 8. Oh man. And we got an 8. Would have been racking up the hundreds right there. And we got a 3. And we got a 7 out. All right. So we're off of those. Let me see where I'm at. Chip count. Before I make any more decisions here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's our 1,000 we started with. 1, 2, 3, 4, 100, 200, 250. Should at least 350. 350. 375. 400 bucks. So we're up 400 bucks from where we started. Hey Frida, good morning. How you doing? No, I don't think they do, Ken. Anthony showed me at one point that on whatever he was using, he could go back and see the comments, but I have not been able to find it. I think I found it one time, and I haven't changed the way I'm recording them, so I don't know. Like I said, I looked on my phone. I can't see them at all for sure. On my computer, if I rummage around, maybe there's a setting somewhere where you can actually see the comments, but they're not easily exposed if they're on there. All right, so anyway, we're still up, what did I say, 400 bucks? Now let me change this to get rid of some of these red because we don't need that many red. All right, so that is 100. We'll put that over there. And we'll put this back in the rack. All right, so we got a new shooter. So again, $400. Lay 4 and 10. $5 VIG. $102. Place 6 and 8. And those are working. All right, here we go. Coming out. And we got a 10 down on the end. All right, so we're going to get knocked off the 10 for $205. And I'm going to take my 4 and bump that up to, oh, how did I end up with an extra $1? I took an extra $1 from the bank, I guess. All right, so we'll bump that up to 204. That was roll number 1. Okay, here's roll number 2. And it's a 7 out. Yikes. All right, that one hurt. That's the biggest hole in this strategy that I can see is the PSOs. So we lost 408 bucks on that one. That's a big hole. That was all of our profit basically. All right, so we got a new shooter. getting low on funds already now. And that $1,000, that's marginal at best. All right, so there's 200 each on the 4 and 10. And that's 100. All right, then we got 100 each on the 6 and 8. 102 working. Yeah, so PSOs, that's the bugaboo. And we got a 6. All right, so we're on the 6. That's going to pay us 120 for 1. All right, we're going to take our lays down, and I'm probably going to press up, use one of them to press that up again. All right, so there's 5. Again, just for three rolls. So that was roll number 1. Here's roll number 2. Oh, flipping 7. PSO. Yep, PSOs, man. All right, well, that shows the wickedness of the holes in this one. Ah, crud. So that was 800 bucks down in 2 hands. Woo, man, that smarts. Yeah, 0.7 out, yeah. PSOs, man. Hey, Crapping Camper, good morning. Ouch. Ouch. All right, so I can't really do my hedges. So let's do a $204. $204, 6 and 8. Not working. Here we go. And we got a 5 fever. That's roll number 1. And we got a 9, roll number 2. And we got a 6 on roll number 3. All right, so 204 is going to pay 2, the other one was 120, so it's going to be 240 less $2, right? So 240, 230, 40, and I'm going to owe $2 on that. All right, and we'll turn those off. Here we go. And we got a 3. And we got a 6. Oh, that would have been nice. And we got a 4. And we got an 8. Another nice hit. And we got a 5-point hit. Same shooter. Coming out. 7. Come out 7. Alright, so I'm going to wait till they get on a point. And we got a 6. Oh, I should have turned them on. Alright, so that's roll number 1 after the 7. These are working now. Roll number 2 is a 9. And roll number 3 is a 6. There we go. Nice. All right, so we're off the 6. Again, that's going to pay us $240 for 2. And we're off again. So what do I got out there? 400, 5, 6, 7, 8, 900. So we're almost back to even. Coming out. And we got a 7. And we got a 4. Okay. So that's roll number 1. Let's turn these back on. Roll number 2 is a 4. Roll number 3 is a 5. All right, so we're back on the 5. I'm going to go ahead and turn these back off. And we got a 9. And we got a 7 out. All right. And we'll just leave these not working on the come out. And there's a 7. Oh, dice off the table, no roll. Scott's out of control. All right, here we go. Looking for a point. All right, so we got a 10. All right, so that's probably roll 1 or 2. I'm only going to give it another roll, and we got a 9. So I'm going to shut it off right there. Turn those off. Only because I had the off-table episode. And we got an 8. Should have left it on for one more roll. And we got a 7. All right, so we're off of that. Coming out. And we got a 6. We weren't working on that one, so that's roll number 1. All right, let's see if we can get out of here without a PSO. And there's roll number 2. That's an 11. And roll number 3. 7 out. Ouch. All right. Well, that pretty much killed that one again. All right, so what have I got? Okay, let's try it again. Well, I might as well just put them out there. All right, so 204. Not working. Here we go, coming out. 4. Roll number 1. Okay, roll number 2, they're working now. And there's our 7 out. Womp, womp, womp. Cue the sad clown. Or the sad trombone, or whatever it is. Alright, so that was a bust on that one. I don't know if there's any way to hedge that. I mean, those PSOs are just freaking deadly. Not much you can do to hedge those. Alright, so 150, 165, 167. Hey Thomas, good morning. Alright, so what do you think about that BAM? Sit my fat ass down in my chair. Oh, I don't know. The felt wasn't terribly expensive. Probably Amazon. I think it was 60 bucks, 70 bucks maybe. Either Amazon or eBay. I think they're pretty readily available. Yeah, so Ken said 7 points made and 15 7 outs so far since he showed up. Yeah, the points made are fine. It's the PSOs, right? So hedging the come out. And again, I'm just looking for a hit and run, and you know, I'm going a lot deeper than I would have normally, but still, it's all legit. So with the 6 and 8, 10 ways to win, 6 ways to lose. I'm trying to minimize my exposure by only going for 3 rolls, not 3 hits, but 3 rolls after the 7. which again, knowing roll probability, that doesn't really matter whether there's, excuse me, whether there's a 7 or not. So that's kind of a silly way to do it. It's really more of shooters, but even shooters is a silly way to do it, right? You know, it's basically just the dice rolls. So, you know, hedging it with a $200 4 and 10. The problem is the PSOs. So once you get set on a point, you take your hedges down. Because if you don't take your head, now the hedges, maybe the hedges should stay up for another roll. Should the hedges stay up for the whole 3 rolls since it's only 3 rolls? I don't know. If you leave the hedges up for all 3 rolls, then turn everything off. Maybe that's a better way to do it. You know, if you get lopped off on the 4 and 10, $30 ladder, so all 3. Yeah, I think it's the bankroll again. It's a whole freaking bankroll that comes back to bite me in the ass. So, and I thought about that. I thought about rather than doing a $100 6 and 8, just do a $60 6 and 8, right? And that way it gives you some more wiggle room on laddering it up when you get knocked off, right? It's not as painful to the bankroll. So if you did a $60 6 and 8 and you did a 130, I guess it'd be a 130 pays, no, it'd have to be a 140 pays 70 on your lays. Did a 140 lay, and that's going to pay 70, which is going to be a vig of what, $3? Probably better just to do a 150. 150 on the 4 and 10 instead of 200. It's still a lot of exposure. Yeah, and I agree, Ken. Bankroll definitely determines on how much your bet can be. So I just, $1,000 is basically my limit for a session. I'm not willing to piss away any more than that. I can piss away 1,000 and not be happy, but again, it's not a major impact to me. So, but I can't do that very often, right? It's certainly not something I can do on a weekly basis. So I don't know. So maybe the $60 and go for a couple more shooters rather than just one and done, or a $5,000 bankroll and try the one and done, and that way I can chase it if I have to. But yeah, again, $5,000 bankroll is really not. Yeah, we're betting with the probability. I agree 100%, Ken. That's the smartest way to play. 6 and 8 combined, 10 ways. The 7, only 6 ways to lose it. The problem is the PSOs. So I'm hedging on the come out. Problem is that I'm still exposed to the PSOs, and I don't think there's anything you can do other than leave the hedges out to help protect that, right? So you're exposing the 4 and 10, which again, you have better odds of not hitting the 4 or 10 than the 6 or 8, right? So we got 6 ways to lose with the 7, and then we got 6 ways to hit either the 4 or the 10 versus 10 ways to win, and shut everything down with the 6 and 8. $18 6 and 8? Oh, that's painful. That's painfully low. So you're going to get paid $21? I guess we're only looking for 100. So lay the point for protect. Lay the point. Lay the 4 and 10 for protection for the 3 rolls as long as the point isn't the 6 or 8. Yeah, $1,000 bankroll, right? So, okay, so let me see what you're saying. You're saying $18 on the 6 or 8. Lay the point for protection for the 3 rolls as long as the point isn't the 6 or 8. So I'm only want to play the 6 or 8 on the light side. And you're saying if I hit another point, then lay that point for protection. Am I gonna lay that point to protect the 6 and 8 as well? Oh, I'm only protecting the 6 and 8 because that's the only thing I got any money on. Follow the point with a lay bet. But see, I don't subscribe to that. Lay the point. I would rather lay the 4 or 10 to hedge it than lay the point. Because if the point's 5 or 9, right, the odds of hitting a 5 or 9 are going to be higher than hitting the 4 or 10. So why wouldn't I just lay the 4 or 10? Oops. Sorry, Ken. My internet's bad, but yours is worse, I guess. Or maybe it's just your weather in New Hampshire. Follow the point with a lay. All right, so let's forget about that, and we'll just say we're going to hedge it with a lay. Laddered in accordance with the lower than 100% return. Lowered in accordance with the lower than 100% return. By not laddering down till 2 wins. 2 moving parties never meet. The sitting on a 4 is 2 moving. Oh, what, Ken? What is this wisdom you are imparting on us? 2 moving parties never meet. The sitting on a 4 is inevitable. What, getting whacked on the 4 is inevitable? So you're saying do like a marching soldier on the lay. Just keep moving it. The harder to hit a moving target. Yeah, no, right. It's always, the odds on the 4 or the odds on any lay are, more in line with the house probability, house odds. So you're basically playing like you are the house. So yes, you have to gamble more to win less, but the probability is higher that you're going to hit it. So you're paying for that benefit of the better probability of hitting it. Yeah, no, the 7 ounce, the PSOs, not 7 ounce, but PSOs. 7 ounce are fine. It's the PSOs that are the real killer on this strategy. Because and again, I could leave out the 4 and 10. I mean, let me try that. Let me see what that looks like. Oh, shit. Oh, well, at least it was just water. Just kicked my damn tripod. Getting out of my chair, out of my lazy boy over here at my desk. All right, let's see. Okay, so let's go back to the $1,000. Oops, flipped up my portrait mode. Okay, so we're off. All right, so there's 500. There's 600. There's 20. And there's 400. So all right, so there's our $1,000. Oop, got water on my tablet. Whatever is reducing your bankroll, don't do that. Points made for me run between 37 and 40% over a couple thousand rolls. Points made for me, 37 and 40%? That seems awfully low. All right, so again, I'm going to do, let's try 140. I know this is higher than what you said, BAM. 140. No, we'll just do 150, right? We'll do 150, 4 and 10. That's going to be a $3 VIG. And then we'll do $60, 6 and 8. Working. I'm just going to keep them up. See how that goes. Unless I get knocked off, then I'll push them out there to hedge my bet again. All right, so we got a 9. And we got an 8. All right, so I got one hit on the 8. 60 is going to pay me 70. And I'm going to shut everything down. So I left my hedges out there, and now I'm going to shut my hedges off. I'll take the hedges down, and I'll turn these off. And that was a 150 hedge. For one hit. 9-point hit. All right. Same shooter coming out. 4. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter since I'm hedging them. I could play them anytime, right? It's not like I got to wait for another shooter. All right, so, but we didn't see a 7, although it doesn't matter if we see a 7. All right, so there's 150, $3 vig. These are working now. All right, see if we can get one hit. And we got a 5, fever. Nothing there. And we got a 4. All right, so we're going to get knocked off the 4. We're going to lose 150 plus the vig. So I'm going to go out for 150 plus the vig again. And these are going to be working now. And we got a 7. All right, so that's going to pay me 150 for 6. And we're going to lose 60 each, so we're going to lose 120. Right? 120. There's 125. All right, so I made 30 bucks on that one. Well, less the vig, so I made 24 bucks on that one. All right, here we go, coming out. And we got a boxcars, nothing. And we got a 10, crud. Yeah, that's probably not such a good idea. We're way down now. That was 300 bucks in just that couple of hands. Yeah, I don't even know what to do at this point. I'm not going to get that 300 bucks back without really pushing up these bets, which was not the intent. All right, let's reset and think about this again. If you're not willing to wait, buckshot. Don't let a shooter beat you. Yeah, no, I don't subscribe to that. Don't let a shooter beat you. It's not the shooter, it's the dice, right? The shooter, if they're a true Randy, that's the only way I'd want to play. If they're a true Randy, then it's not the shooter. It's just however the dice roll. So, you know, stopping your roll at that point, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Got to do a $300 6 and 8 after that. Yeah, which I didn't even have left. So maybe I got to do what BAM says. Go back to $18. Or start with $18. So if I could do an $18 6 and 8, I got 40 bucks at risk, 36 bucks at risk. And then I hedge that with a 4 and 10 again for 40 bucks, right? 40 bucks each. And that's a $1 vig each. So if on a 7 I'm going to get 40, I'm going to lose 36. And if one of them get hit, then it gives me more wiggle room to go up on the 6 and 8 if that's what I want to do to try to recover. until it hits. I don't know. I like the 6 and 8 on the light side. I'm really looking for a hit and run, right? Don't let the dice roll beat you. Yeah, I mean, but again, how can a dice roll beat you? You know what the roll probability is on any one roll. Now, so yesterday when I kept getting whacked on those fours, it was just like, all right, well, if you keep getting whacked on the fours, move to the 10, right? That to me doesn't make sense from a single roll probability, but it certainly makes sense from a roll distribution standpoint, right? So, like Waylon said, I was way ahead on my fours and ten, my combined fours and tens, or as Red Eye, who's actually keeping the count, I would have acknowledged that I was way behind on my sevens from a roll probability standpoint. But again, the roll probability is based on the law of large numbers. So to make any kind of adjustment, within a single session, I don't think there's a whole lot of validity to that. Probably feels a lot better, but I think Waylon said it. Even if I had moved to the 10, I still would have got whacked because of the sheer number of fours and tens that were coming out. So I don't know. Text is too limited to make you understand what I mean. Dude, even if we were talking live, I still probably wouldn't understand what you mean. I understand what you're saying. I know, but I know BAM. Charlie buys in for 5,000 and does the table minimum at 6 and 8. Yeah, all right. Yeah, I mean, and I think that's it. The risk to reward ratio is, or the risk to bankroll ratio, you got to keep that small. You got to have enough bankroll to be able to weather the variance. Waylon buys in for 5,000, but then he plays at that $100 level. That's his comfort zone. He loves those black chips, which is probably risky for a lot of the strategies he rolls out, but it also gives him, some power to recover. Yeah, the distribution probability, yeah. And that's what we're talking about when we talk about, oh gosh, I saw so many fours. I haven't seen a 7. I'm going to bet on the 7, right? And then, like Dr. Don't Pass 1 said, and like we've seen on multiple occasions now, those fours can come out in streaks that will just, astound you and just wipe out your bankroll, especially if you're betting against the 7 or betting, for the 7 against the 4. Yeah, but he goes to the casinos enough as well. Yeah, you think? I don't know. He seems pretty confident. I'm not sure. I don't think I'd question his attachments. I think he's pretty much the real deal. Although we haven't seen him play live, that's true. And just one winning session on your home table doesn't really mean diddly squat. But I do appreciate his ingenuity when it comes to coming up with these different strategies. It's just finding one. Yeah, mine too. There's some serious turtleage going on at anywhere near 2,000. 1,000, maybe even 1,500. 500 is my real comfort zone. So, I'm watching the Eat, Sleep, Gamble, and Repeat couple playing. They've been playing a lot at Boulder Station and Green Valley Ranch. And put $20 in a Bubble Crafts machine and just play. But and actually, this that I was just rolling out here, I was watching one earlier where she was doing that. I don't even know their names. I don't think they say their names. Probably smart. But and then she was doing a $3 don't pass with a $4 on the 4 and 10. I think is how she was hedging that. And so she'd make 80 cents if a 7 came out. And then, she would do her lay odds on the, no odds on the 5 or 9. No odds on the 6 or 8. I think she did single odds or a couple bucks on the 5 or 9, and then she'd go up like $5 on the 4 or 10. So she was playing it smart, but black chips make me nervous when they're mine. Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's try it at $18 level, I guess. All right, so if we do $18, $36, 6 and 8, and then we do a $40 4 and 10. I don't know. Is that a wise way to hedge the come out? I think it is. I think, because again, the probability of the neighbor's putting away is a jumpy thing, inflatable. All right, let's try this again. Yeah, that Greg Uhulo. But again, we don't see how many times he loses, right? Print the ticket, yeah. My session goal is $100. Make $100 and get the hell away from the table. Yep, that's it. Run, not walk, run. All right, Ken. You have a wonderful day as well. We'll see you. Hey, Roulette, Profit and Stop. Good morning. We're just sitting here shooting the shit, seeing if we can come up with a... I was playing a 6 and 8 light side strategy, trying to come up with a hit and run. Getting my ass handed to me as usual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably don't need so many quarters if we're going to do $18, do I? Alright, so let's get this back to... Alright, so there's 100. $200. $220. $225. $300, 4, 5, and $500. All right, so there's $1,000. 100, 200, 275, plus 25. That's 3, 4, 5, and 5 is 1,000. All right. So if we're going to do this at the $18 level, so we're going to go $18, 6 and 8. And we're going to do a $40 lay 4 and 10. For the come out hedge, and that's going to be $1 vig on the lays, and these are going to be working. So still we're looking for $100. The safest way possible. How do we get $100 the safest way possible? When setting yourself a target, do you play until it's won? Or would you stop sooner and take less? Yeah, I think the latter, roulette, profit, and stop. If you are and actually the eat, sleep, gamble, repeat, she did that. She put in a $20. She was looking for $10, I think it was, and she got clobbered, and she scratched her way back, and she was up $2, and she printed the ticket. Right. So I think that there are just some days where you just can't win. You have to acknowledge that, and I think doing that is a smart way to do it. Just take your bankroll and live to try another day. I think that probably makes more sense. Or if I get up to 97, if I'm looking for 100 and I get up to $97, I have to be satisfied with that and just say, oh, close enough, I'm out. That type of thing. All right, but that takes discipline. That's the discipline part, right? To acknowledge where you are, acknowledge that it's been a difficult day, have the self-awareness for that, and then the satisfaction to just say, "Hope that's enough. I'm out." Right? Okay, so we got a $18 6 and 8 working, and we got two $40 lays on the 4 and 10 to hedge our come out 7, and we got a 5 fever. All right, so I still think, all right, so the hedges are going to come down. I'm just going to move them out of the way for now. All right, so we got the 6 and 8 working. All right, so BAM, what's your thinking on the 6 and 8 working? I'm assuming I'm just looking for one hit, right? So to me, 3 rolls, I don't know, what's the basis for 3 rolls? The average is 8.3 rolls, including your come out 7s, right? So, you know, the thinking is if you can get 3 rolls in, you're well below average. And you're saying one hit, so not rolls. It's not a roll count, it's a hit count. So you're going to keep rolling until you get one hit on the 6 or 8, and then you're done with this shooter. We got a 9. We got a 12. I mean, again, we got 10 ways to win combined, 5 and 5, versus 6 ways on the 7. And there's an 8, 6, 2, 8. All right, so we got our one hit on the 8, and 18 is going to pay us 21. I didn't leave a lot of reds over here. All right, so we'll do 25 for 4. And then we'll turn those off. All right, so we got 21 bucks on this shooter, and then we're just going to run it out, right, till the end. I don't know. 3 rolls. I like 3 rolls because it seems like you're reducing your risk, you know, but it could happen any time, right? You could, I mean, the single roll probability never changes by number of rolls. The only reason we would do that is we're playing the average, right? We're playing the average number of rolls per shooter. But I've seen some freaking monster hands that gone forever, and then obviously all my goddamn PSOs. So I don't know. I don't know if that's a valid way of approaching, you know, how long you leave it out. Well, there was a 7 right there, so we did good. We did good. That was smart. 3 rolls, or actually one hit was smart. We got lucky. You know, there's so much luck. All right, so we're going to go back out for our lays. Again, $40, $1 vig on each of those. Our 6 and 8, $18 are now working again. Whoops, and we are coming out. And we got a 2 craps. So that's roll number 1. And we got a 10. So we just got knocked off our 10. All right, so how do we want to handle getting knocked off of one of our lays? So we're going to lose $41 on that one. Do we immediately press up our 18 to $30? So $30 is going to pay what? 30 pays 35. So we would win 35 instead of 20, but we lost 40. So do we have to go to $60? So we go to a $60, it's going to pay 70. So that's our 40 plus 30. I don't know. What makes sense on that? Luck is on our side, and then whoops. So I'm thinking at that point, but now we're putting more at risk, right? The whole reason we were hedging that was for the come out 7. But if we put $60 out there on each, that's $120. And the whole point of going down to $18. So if we do, and we're only looking to hit one of the 2. So again, I ask, how do we handle recovering that $40 loss? 20 bucks each. Well, that to be 24, but I don't know. I don't know the best way to try to do that. Need to be at $100 lay 10. No, but we just got knocked off the 10. Are you saying lay it now that we hit it, to get it back? That's not a bad idea. Now, right now, Well, we're down 20, yeah, down overall we're down 20 because we made 21 on that last hand or whatever. 20 less, yeah, you're right, less the vig. So 41. So I don't know. We can push, you know, we just saw the 10. You know, we could do $100 lay 10, $2 vig. Leave our 18 out there for a couple more rolls. See if we can get a hit on that. Hit on one of the 6 or 8. There's the 6. All right, so it's going to pay us 24. I need now. Yeah, we'll do it that way again. 25 for 4, 21. Now we'll shut these off, and now we'll just roll it out to conclusion, hoping that it's a 7. Here's a 6 again. And there's a yo. I mean, again, we have the advantage over the 10. 3, you just never know who's going to show up to the party. And 5, fever. 4. That's where I want to set the dice. Give me a all 7 set. 5. 5. So much for the all 7 set. It's supposed to be all 7s. Didn't you read the literature? 3. 10. That didn't work out so well. Yeah, that's the problem with gambling. All right, so we lost 140 on that one. Well, we were until I just blew up and threw away another $100. So how do I recover my $140? Do I even try? Longest roll. That was not a long roll. All right, so we'll go 200 and 200. Yeah, but see, this is just plain stupid, right? I mean, I don't think that's a smart way to recover. But let's see. And we got a 6. But I did not turn those on. And we got an 8. Oh boy, I should have had those on. And we got a 7 out. All right, so those were off. Going to cost me $10, but I'm going to get 200, 190. So that recovered what we lost. Okay, back to our regularly scheduled program. All right, so what are we doing? We're doing $40. $40, 4 and 10. Dollar vig. And these are working now. Here we go. $90, 6 and 8. Instead of $102, 6 or 8. And we got a 5. Fever. All right, so now we're back on our regularly scheduled program. We'll take our lays down. And we just roll till we hit 1, the 6 or 8. And we got a 6. All right, so again, we're going to get $21 for that. 10, 21. And I really need to get some more dollars. There's 20. Yeah, we'll just do it the old-fashioned way. And there's 20. All right, so 20 for 20. Okay, so now these are off. All right, so we got one hit on that. So where are we at now? We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50, 10. Oh, we're probably up 50 bucks, right? At least. All right, we got a yo 11. And we got a 10. And we got a 5-point hit. And we got a yo. Again, I don't know, why we wait for another shooter, the rationale for waiting versus just playing. Is that every roll is going to be unique, right? Every roll is going to have its own roll probability. 4. So, I mean, it gives us a nice clean break between shooters. There's our 7 out there. All right, so we're going to go back out now. We got a new shooter, $41 lay 4, $41 lay 10. That'll pay us 40 on a come out 7. We got 36. Oh, in action. There we go. 426. All right, so we're on the 6. We're going to get paid 21 for that. And we're going to turn them both off. And we're going to take down our lays. And we're going to roll it out, right? I mean, that's... All right, see you, Thomas. Take care, brother. Get a larger bankroll. Yeah. Why are you risking $100 to protect 36? We're risking $80 to protect 36. And why are we doing that? We're doing that because that's how much it'll take to hedge the 7 on the come out, to protect that $36 on the come out. All right, there's our 7 out. We got a new shooter. So again, we got a $41, 4 and 10. Our 6 and 8 are working. Here we go. Coming out. And there's our come out 7. All right, so that's going to cost me $2. I'm going to get 40 bucks. Okay, 20 bucks each. I get 40 bucks, and I have 36 out there. So out of that 40 bucks, I'm going to get $4, right? Less the $2 I had to pay in VIG, so really I make $2 on that. And I got to go back out. That's the name of that tune. All right, here we go. That's how the hedging works. And we got an 8, so we're going to hit the 8. All right, so that's going to be another $21, 10, 21. And these are both going to go off, and the hedges are going to come down. Right? It's because we fear the 7 more than the 4 or 10, in spite of the fact that they both have the same number of ways to appear. Well, yeah, but again, you can't combine them. We're combining the 6 and 8 here and saying that there's 10 ways to win versus 6 ways to lose, because either one of these is all we're looking for hitting. With the 4 and 10, there's only 3 ways to roll a 4, or 3 ways to or 3 ways to roll a 10. So you still have a 2-to-1 advantage over the 7 for both of those. Either of those, right? We're not really looking at the combined 6 ways versus 6 ways. I don't see it that way. I don't see, because the only way that I would combine the two is if I could lose the two. I can only lose one or the other if the point is hit, right? So as far as the 7, they're both a winner on the 7, right? I don't know. I don't know if I think if I'm thinking of that properly or not, but that's the way I think about it. Where are you now? Almost goal. Yeah, I think we're almost at our goal. Let me get this 8 out of there, and then we'll take a look at it. All right, so we're off, coming out, and we got a 6. All this opportunity. We had another 8. We had another 6. And there's our 7 out. All right, so now the puck is off. Let's see where we're at. Hey, I think we hit our win goal on this one. Certainly got a buttload of nickels. Feel like blazing saddles. Go get me a buttload of nickels. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. That's $1,000 we started with. Here's 100. 120 plus another 20. 140. And that's 155. 154. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then we got 100 and 20, 30, 40, 54, $154. All right, what's BAM saying? I got to sit down for this one again. All right, on a 30 session rollout, we will probably be fine for the first 6. It's 7 and beyond that are murder. Yeah, it could be session 1. It could be murder. So far, yeah, 8's been the unlucky number for most of these strategies I've been trying, where I get a total wipeout. So I got a $1,000 bankroll. We didn't get very deep into that $1,000. And I think the key is, is coming up with a recovery strategy. So if we get knocked off the 4 and 10, obviously, whatever one it was, I just put the $100 lay on that to try to recover the 40, and we got lucky. Did we get lucky, or we got knocked off the 10? I think we got knocked off the 10, didn't we? And then we were down 140. Yeah, so you can only throw one number, so it makes sense to apply it individually. Yeah, for the 4 and 10 and not combine them. Yeah, that's my feeling too, roulette, profit and stop. Yeah, on the 6 and 8, a little bit different, right? Because we're looking to hit one or the other. So to me, that's still 10 chances of being successful versus 6 of being unsuccessful. The apex of success will be the recovery process. Yes, I agree, BAM. That is where my thought process is going. So when we get a 7 out, a PSO, if we're not going to leave the hedge, what do we decide on the hedges? Are we leaving them up until we hit the 6 or 8, or are we shutting them off after the come out? Because I think I was taking them down after the come out. But those PSOs are going to be brutal. Not brutal. I mean, it's only $36. So what do? We just ladder that up by, martingale them to double? Do we double our place bets, when we lose both of them? I don't know. That is the question. What is the best way to try to do a recovery on a PSO if we're going to take down the hedges, which I think makes sense, after the come out is established, the point's established, and then roll. We're going to roll till we get a hit. So we're exposing the 36. The quick sevens are coming. Yep, exactly right. We got to be prepared for that. We acknowledge that, and we got to prepare for that and figure out, okay, what's the right approach to recovery when that does happen, because it will, no doubt about it. All right, so we got 100, 200, 220, 225, 300, and then we probably need another 100 and quarters. All right, so there's 400, 500 plus another 5. All right, so that's our working capital, as it were. Now let's try it again. All right, 1, 2, 25, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I got way too much money here. 1, 2, 25 plus 75. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Way too much money. All right. Oh, because I grabbed that 500. All right, so we got 200 in black. Okay, we're good. Okie dokie, artichoke. Let's see how this goes. How much time? I don't want to take too much of you guys' time. See what my battery condition is on my phone here. I'm at 42%, and we've been doing this for an hour and 22 minutes. Yeah, let's try one more session. Yep. How about some type of iron cross recovery? It would get us a one-roll recovery, but bankroll risky. Well, I mean, recovery is always going to be risky. The question is where does it make sense to put that risk, right? No matter what, recovery by definition means risk. We're willing to risk more to try to recover what we lost. So the question is going to be, where does that make the most sense, right? The lowest house odds are on the don't pass, although these are pretty close, like 1.36 versus 1.4 something, 44, I think. Certainly not on the field. None of the prop bets. So, and again, I really like the lay 4 and lay 10 just because of the probability against the 7 against either one of those is better. So I like the lays on those. I don't know. That's really, I think that's kind of the heart of the question is what is the best way. All right, so we got 40 bucks each on the 4 and 10. That's going to be $1 vig each, and then we're going to go 36, $18, 6 and 8. Working. And here we go, coming out. All right, we got a 10, so we got knocked off the 10. So we're immediately down $41. All right, we're going to take the 4 off. And we got a box card. So now we're just going to run it out to a hit, what BAM said. All right, and there's our hit. There's our 538. All right, so that's going to pay us $21. Why am I taking out so many red? I don't need that many red. I'm going to put 100 back. That way I can pay myself properly. All right, so there's 100 back, and there's 100 back to us. And now we'll do $21 for the 8, and we'll turn these off. And we'll run it out. So we lost 40, but we got 20 of it back. The question is, do we need to recover? There's a Leo 11. Do we need to recover that additional $20, or do we just let it play out? 9. Or maybe our recovery is we go for 2 hits, which would get us back to even, right? And so we've already had a couple of 8s, so maybe 2 hits is, hey Waylon, good morning. There's a 4. Because again, it's going to be risky no matter what, and we've already said, you know, that's 11. 10 ways to hit 5 or 5 on the 6 or 8. There's our 7 out. I don't know. All right, so we're going to go back out on our lay 4 and lay 10, $41. $40 lay with a $1 vig. 6 and 8 are working on the come out. Here we go. And we got a boxcars. Big old fat nothing burger on that one. And we got a 7. All right, so what did I say? I make $2 on that one. $2 back to us. Here we go. Is it $2 without the vig? Yeah, it's $2. I better do that properly. Hold on. All right, so it's going to cost me 2. Going to get 40. And I owe 36 for what I lost there. So there's 25, 35. All right, so we're going to get $4. And we got to go back out for our vig. Yep, $2. $2, $2, $2. Okie doke. Here we go. And we got another 7. $2, $2, $2, $2. And we got a 6. All right, so we got a winner on that one. So we'll take our lay down. Now, do we want to try to get another hit on the 6 to make up for that last one that we lost? $295 at risk for 40 on a field number and 65 on a 5, 6, and 8. No, don't try to get another hit. All right. All right, so what are we? I think we're up, right? Are we up, BAM? Right, we had that one hit on the 10, so we lost 40. We made 20. I think we're back to break even. Should be pretty close to break even. And there's an 8. And there's an 8. And there's a 7 out. All right, so we're back out on our $41 lay 4 and 10. Our 6 and 8 are working. And here we go. And we got a 10 again. Son of a biscuit. All right, so we're going to get knocked off the 10, so we're going to lose that $41. And we're going to roll out. And we got a 5. Pull the 4 down to lay 4. And we got an 8, so that's going to pay us 21 out of the $40 we lost. 10, 21. And we try to go for one more. And we got a 10, so we're off the point. And we go back out for 41. On the lays. And we got a 7, so it's a good thing we did. going to pay us $2. And we got an 8. All right, so that basically gets us back to even. So it's going to pay us 21. So that covers our lay that we lost between those two hits. Now do we go try to get one more hit, or we just shut it off and wait for the next shooter? You think we should be up? All right, let me measure then. All right, let me take everything down. All right, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nah, I don't think we're not up for sure. All right, there's 9, 950, 960, 980, 985, 987. So we're still down a little bit. And that's just from those couple of 40, but we definitely recovered one of them. All right, so these were out and off. Yeah, just treading water. 18, 18. So what are we down, like $13? Off and off. Yeah, that's no fun. And there's a 10. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind a grind if we're slowly, gradually working our bankroll, increasing our bankroll, but to just grind to break even, that's no fun. Nobody wants to do that. And 10 again. And there's a 6. And there's a 6. So I'm thinking maybe we just ladder up the 6 and 8, you know, leave them out there for 2 hits. And then if we get knocked off with a 7, then we just ladder them up, you know, to the higher level. We got enough bankroll to be able to do that. There's our 7 right there. I don't know. I don't know. All right, so $40, 4 and 10, $1 VIG. All right, and these are working, 6 and 8. Here we go, coming out. And we got an 8. So immediately we get a hit on the 8. Going to take our $21 and pull down our lays and shut off our 6 and 8. So now we're up. We're in profit. Not a lot, but we're in profit. What do you think? A lot of 10s. Yep. A lot of 10s. Never know who's going to show up to the party and win. 639. And we got an 8. And we got a 7 out. All right. $41 lay 4 and 10. Working. And we got a yo 11. And we got a 5 fever. All right, so we're on the 5. We'll take our lays back and we'll roll it out until we get a hit. And we got a hit on the 6, 5, 1. So that's another 21 bucks. All right, and we'll turn them off. There we go. Waylon says, I'd leave one of the lays up and turn off the 6 or 8 after one hit. Oh yeah, to go to a dark side play. All right, well, we'll leave the 4 up since that's my. And we got an 8. And we got a 9. And we got a 9. At the $40 level, we could always ladder it if we needed to. And we got a 9. Holy shit. Shnikes. Lots of 9s. And we got an 11. And we got a 7 out. All right. So that's going to cost us $1, but we're going to get 20 bucks. All right. And we are coming back out again. 6 and 8 working. And we got the 4 and 10 hedged. $40 lay on each. And we hit the 8. All right, so we're going to be on the 8. That's going to pay us 21. And we're going to take the 4 down and leave the 10 up. We're going to turn off the 6 and 8. Here we go. And we got a 7 out. Freaking Waylon. Crazy genius. All right, so that's going to cost us $1. Another 20 bucks. Need some more red because we're running out of red. All right, that's off. That's off. More action this way too, which is kind of nice. Because you've always got those in play, one or the other in play, right? And just swap them around. All right, let me get some of these red back in the bank so they don't sit there and cry that they don't have any red. All right, there's 100. 100 back to us. And 6 and 8 are working. $41 lay 4 and 10. And we got a 10. All right, so we got knocked off the 10. How would you handle that, Waylon? How would you handle getting knocked off of one of your lays? Oh! And that was a 7 out. So PSO on the 10, that's like a worst case scenario there. So we're going to lose both of those. And I think that's one of the first ones since we've been playing this one. So we haven't seen a lot of PSOs, but we lost. So we lost 80 bucks on that hand. So the question is, do we double it? Hey, Dan. Yeah, we know you hate the 6 and 8. All right, so we lost 80 bucks. So do we go 60 bucks on the 6 and 8? What's the right play on that recovery since we lost 80 bucks? 60 bucks on the 6 and 8. That means we'd have to do 120. Yeah, 120 each. All right, to pay us 60, and 60 is going to be what, $2 vig? Yeah, it might be a $3 vig. Okay. 120 each, and we got the 6 and 8 working at $60 each, trying to recover 80 bucks. And we got a 4. Ugh, that did not work well. All right, so I got knocked off for another 120 bucks there, 123 bucks. Shit. So, now what do I want to do? That sucks. So what do we do on a 6 and 8? We go up to 150, pays 175. How much have I lost? So that was a 120, plus we were down 80, so we lost 200. So if we want to do a one hit and down, we'd have to do a $300 6 and 8. Now I lost 200, so I really don't want to put any more at risk than 200, right? 120 plus the 80 that we had before, so 200. So if I bet 100, well, we'll call it 180. 180 pays 210. So if we do 180 each on the 6 and 8, I mean, kind of reckless for one hit. 180, 6 and 8. We're on the 4. One hit, 7. Oh, shit. Well, this shows you chasing that shit. Muy dangerous, very dangerous. All right, what have I got left to do here? I got 75. Oh, sorry, 300. All right, so we got 300. And so if we do 200 and 200, what was it? 204 pays 238. 210 pays 245. 210 each. All right, and we're not going to hedge it, so we'll just wait for the point to be established. And there's a yo 11. Not working. Oh, dice off the table. Oh my goodness. Recovery sucks. Recovery sucks. All right, try and get that out of my way. Six. All right, so we're on the 6. See if we can hit it a couple of times before we get whacked with the 7. There's a yo 11. And there's an 8, 628. All right, so that's going to pay us 245. 245. All right, see if we can get one more. Nope. 61. All right. $150, and 6 and 8. 150 pays 175. All right. Here we go. And we got a 4. And we got a yo. And we got a 9. And we got a 10. Oh my goodness gracious. And we got a 9. I'm thinking I'm going to turn these things off. It's a long roll right there already. Well, it's not really long, but yeah, because there's the 7. All right, well, that was an interesting experiment. All right, well, thank you guys for stopping by. Sorry I took so much of your time. Just throwing out ideas, trying to see the light side, that is. I like the 6 and 8. Just got to figure out the right bankroll size for the right bet, the right progression, right ladder strategy. I'm sure Waylon's got one out there already. Just got to go find it on his site. Play it just the opposite. Play it just the opposite? What's that? Better to do these test outs with play money. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, no question. It makes it much, it's not fun. It's never fun losing, but it's much better to test out strategies here on a table. And I like the physical table better than even win craps, even though win craps, I think their RNG is pretty solid. But, and especially having you guys. I love having you guys here and bouncing ideas back and forth. So, yeah, it's a tough game, man. There's no question about it, And Den, like myself and like the $100 banditos, we just want to make $100 a session. But it ain't easy. It's easy once in a while, but it's not easy consistently. Oh, that's for sure. All right, Waylon says, buy the 4 and 10, 6 and 8 for one hit. Buy the 4 and 10. Am I buying the 6 and 8 or placing the 6 and 8? Yeah, I saw, David from CEG, Casino Quest, he had one where he said the guy came in for years and never lost. And he did like a $360 6 and 8, something like that, right? And I played it, and sure as shit, I lost more times than I frickin' hit it. There's no, it's just place the 6 and 8 and buy the 4 and 10. Bankroll, just scale it down instead of $50 DP. Ooh, all right, Dan, you're talking about something different now. Buy the 4 and 10 and place the 6 or 8 for one hit. All right, let's see what that looks like. How much? I guess it just depends on your bankroll, right? All right, there's $500. I'm going to buy the 4 and 10 for 50, and I'm going to place the 6 or 8 for 60. There we go. All right, so these are buys. And those are places. And I'm assuming I'm working on the come out, since you are always working on the come out. Working. All right, here we go. One hit on one of them. 4. There we go. One hit. Done. Heading to the casino. Heading to the cashier's cage. $100. There's my $100. That's all I was looking for. Thank you, Waylon. The problem is, the question would be, how do you recover from that if it's a come out 7? Because those are coming. Now, don't get too interested, Den. You're going to have too many come out 7s. That's going to bite you in the ass. So, depending on what level you're at, right? That was $220, right? $220 on a come out 7, gone. So how do you recover from that? Double it? Lay the 4 for 4. You just said buy the 4. You said buy the 4 and 10. I'm just talking about the one you just suggested. Buy the 4 and 10, place the 6 and 8 for one hit, which luckily it was a 4 and I got the 4. But if that was a come out 7, if that was working, which I assume it was working because that's typically how you play it, then a come out 7 would wipe out that $220. How would you recover from that $220 hit? Oh, don't work the come out. All right. Okay. So say it was a PSO and you lost $220 because Lord knows I throw enough PSOs. How would you recover $220? Or would you just walk away for this one hit strategy? Alright, and Waylon says 2 hits recovers pretty good. Yep, you're right. Because yeah, right, because 60 is going to pay 70 and that paid 100. So you're saying don't chase it, just go back to one hit on the 4 numbers. Buy the 4 and 10, place a 6 or 8, one hit and down. Got it. All right. Thank you guys for stopping by. Sorry I took so much of your time. Hour and 51, almost 2 hours. I'm down to 20% battery on my phone, so I better plug it in before it starts screaming at me. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Yeah, no chase. Got it. Thank you, Waylon. Have a great rest of your Tuesday, and I'm going to go have a cigar and kind of chill out. So we'll talk to you soon, yeah? This is Scott from Paradise Craps. See you back at the table. Thanks again, guys. Thanks, Waylon, as always.